grade 5 in 5 minutes then for AQA English Language, paper 1, question 2. It's the language question. Hopefully you've downloaded the resources. You can do that now if you haven't already by clicking the link in the bio below, or you can go to mrcrawfordenglish.com/revision. Really important that you've got the resources in front of you so that you can work on them as we go through the video. It makes the revision much quicker and hopefully it'll become much more beneficial for you as well. The focus of this video to go through step by step how to tackle paper 1, question 2. We know then that we're going to get a mini extract on the exam paper. We'll be asked to write about the effect of language. It's only 8 marks. We're only going to spend 10 minutes answering this question. It would be pointless spending any longer because there are more questions later on in the exam that are worth more marks. And we're going to try and focus on sticking to talking about 2 or 3 examples really, really well. We don't want to be writing pages and pages and using lots of different quotations. So step by step then, number 1, we need to identify the focus of the question. In this case, it's how does the writer use language to demonstrate the passing of time. That's important because we need to stick to the focus of that question all the way through. We need to stick to the extract that we've been given in front of us and highlight any sentences or words or lines that help us to understand the passing of time. And importantly, if we highlight it, we must then label it as well with a technique or a type of word. You then, the third thing, need to determine which of those quotations is the most judicious, which is the best one in helping you to understand the passing of time, because that's the quote that you're going to start with. So what I would do now then is pause and go through steps 1 to 3, identify the focus of the question, annotate the extract with techniques, and determine in your own mind which is the best quote. So, assuming that we've done that then, here's an example. The quote that I chose that I thought was the most judicious was this one. Riding his first bicycle on a carousel at the fair, playing a computer game with his father, being hugged and kissed by his mother. You'll notice that I've annotated in there some techniques as well. So I've identified that there is a list of positive experiences and there are also a couple of really good verbs that I might want to talk about as part of my answer as well. So how do we write this up then? We've done the planning. I would stick to a what, how, why paragraph. Forget PEE, in my opinion. I think it's quite outdated and I don't think it helps to structure a really good response for grade 5. I would focus with this. What is the writer illustrating to us about the passing of time? How are they doing it? That's the quotation part. And why are they doing it? What do they want us to think or feel about the character or the passing of time at this point in the extract? When we get to that analysis part as well, it's really important that we squeeze the orange. If we're going to make some orange juice, we're not just going to squeeze a little bit of juice out of that orange and then just give up. We're going to get every last little bit of juice out of it. You need to treat your quotations the exact same way. It will also mean that you haven't got to find lots of different quotes. You can simply focus on 1 or 2 really good, really judicious pieces of evidence. So, an example then, the what part, the writer uses language to demonstrate that for Harry time passes really slowly and that despite 10 years passing, nothing much has changed. You'll notice there that I've stuck to the focus of the question and in fact I've rewritten the question to show the examiner that I am focused and I'm writing a response that's going to achieve me some really good marks. The how part then, Harry observes that the photos show the boy riding his first bicycle on a carousel at the fair, playing a computer game with his father and being hugged and kissed by his mother. You'll notice that I've embedded that quotation. I haven't put an introduction to it. I haven't said that a quote to prove this is, because that's quite low level. We need to try and embed our quotes at this stage for achieving a grade 5 or more. Have a go at it when you get a chance to have a practice later on. The why part then is the more detailed part. It's where we're going to explain the effect of the language. You'll notice that I've identified the techniques straight away. The writer's use of a list, of positive and enjoyable experiences emphasises how Dudley is the favourite child and that perhaps Harry is loved less. He observes that even after 10 years, the photos in the house still only contain Dudley. This makes me feel sympathy for Harry as he clearly had to feel left out for a long time. Time probably passed really slowly for him. Within the evidence, the writer has also used interesting verbs to reinforce how Harry feels about the passing of time. The verbs hugged and kissed confirm how distant Harry is and how he doesn't feel part of the family. You'll notice that I've explained the effect because I've said that it makes me feel sympathy for him. That's me explaining the effect. It's the emotion that it has in me. It might make you feel angry towards the family. I've used subject terminology because I've used the words list, emphasise, verbs. Those are good English words to be using. I've squeezed the orange because I didn't just stop after I talked about the list. I then found some verbs that are worth talking about in that same quote. It means that I now haven't got to spend time looking for additional quotes later on. And I've tried to avoid using the word shows because shows is really boring. I've used words like emphasise and confirm instead. There are lots you could use like demonstrate, illustrate, all of those. What I would do now is pause the video and have a go at doing the same thing to structure a paragraph similar to mine using one of the quotes that you annotated. If you want to as well, you can send me your example answers. I will happily look at those for you and give you some feedback. info@mrcrawford.co.uk is the email address. You can follow me on Instagram as well for revision materials. So the best thing to do now is have a go. There's also an extra paper that I've provided for you if you follow the link to the resources folder, where you can have a go on another paper that is different to the Harry Potter extracts. Good luck. Later.